the happenings yesterday, the event yesterday at the Senate with Professor Dennis Coronacion, Chairman of the UST Department of Political Science, joining us today via Zoom.
Good morning, Prof. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning. Good morning also to your subscribers.
Yeah, Prof. Anyway, we saw what happened yesterday, and two words came out: convene and constitute, diba? So, of course, ang katanungan ng marami, ano ba ang difference if they constitute into an impeachment court, which will happen daw after the oath taking later, but the convening that will happen tomorrow. Ano ba ang difference niyan?
Well, when you say na pag nag-convene na sila as sa an impeachment court, that means that I think formally pwede na umpisahan yung impeachment trial. But of course, based on the rules, I think may mga preliminary matters muna na dapat asikasuhin, ano? Yan na nga, manunumpa muna silang lahat bilang mga what we call the senator judges. Pinangunahan na kahapon ni Senate President Chis Escudero being the presiding officer. So we expect that later manunumpa na rin yung ibang members ng ating ibang mga senators natin. And that will signal the start of the impeachment trial.
And the reason why I ask you this, Prof, is because there's a lot of pushback against convening into the impeachment court. But walang pushback when Senator Joel Villanueva said that after they take the oath later at 4, it will constitute a court. Pag nag-constitute na ba into an impeachment court, pwede pa ba yan na magkaroon ng yung resolution ni Senator Robin Padilla to dismiss the complaint kahit nag-constitute na sila?
Well, actually, ang tingin ko, my personal view about that is that pag nag-convene pa lang sila sa impeachment court, doon pa lang pwede i-file yung resolution asking for the dismissal of the complaint. Hindi yung before the convening of the Senate as an impeachment court. Kasi doon nga rin nagkaroon ng angal or complaint or concern yung publiko, no, when they found out na meron daw resolution na pinapakalat na kung saan hinihiling na i-dismiss itong impeachment complaint against the Vice President. So ang tanong ng mga abogado, bakit gano'n? Hindi pa nga nag-uumpisa yung trial, pero ipapadismiss na. So I think the consensus among the legal experts is that mag-convene muna sila sa impeachment court bago pag-usapan yung mga iba't ibang mga bagay patungkol sa impeachment.
Prof, ako mag-devil's advocate lang ako konti dito. What if yung the reason why may pag-delay kahapon sa pag-convene into impeachment court ay instead na ng June 11, gusto nila gawin nung minority, gusto nila gawin na yesterday pero may mga nag-object doon. What if ang nakikita natin dito na nagiging dahilan ay inaantay pa na ma-file yung mga de facto dismissal resolution para biglang pagbotohan ng Senado against nga the impeachment trial na magtuloy, no? So ano magiging epekto nito sa taong bayan if that will happen?
Well, kagaya rin ng I think kagaya rin ng naging reaction ng taong bayan nung nabalitaan na parang nung nagmumukhang sinasadya na yung pagde-delay ng impeachment trial. I think magkakaroon din ng ganung klaseng reaksyon ng taong bayan pag nalaman nila na dinedelay pa dahil may mga hinihintay na mga resolutions or motion na upang ipa-dismiss de facto itong impeachment complaint. So I think it's going to earn the same kind of reaction, critical reaction from the public.
Okay. So ngayon, if ever matuloy ang impeachment trial at sa huli may acquittal ang mangyari, will this be good politically?
Well, I think so kasi at least the kind of accountability that we expect our leaders to adhere to, at least na nasunod yun, kumbaga man, whether or not this is going to lead to an acquittal or conviction, what's important is that umiral yung ating ano no yung ating constitutional mechanism that requires that holds our public officials accountable to any misdeed that they have done. So yun ang importante doon. At saka yung due process, at saka yung rule of law. Meaning to say, pag isang mataas na opisyal ay nagkamali, hindi naman pwedeng, kumbaga man, ipagkibit-balikat na lang natin. Kundi dapat bigyan ng pansin through constitutional mechanisms like this, kagaya ng impeachment.
Prof, actually, kung titignan mo yung mga past historical proclamations sa mga senator about ano yung stance sila, what's notable right now is yung stance ni Senator Bongo, who salungat siya sa stance ni Senator Padilla at ni Senator De La Rosa, and he was voting to convene the impeachment court. No, how do you read into this? Is this something that could be tied into a possible presidential run?
Well, I think it's too early to kumbaga man connect this to a possible presidential run of Senator Bongo. Pero siguro he's just behaving in accordance to what was expected of him as a senator judge. Pinapakita niya na siya impartial, unlike his colleagues in the PDP laban, na kung saan talagang very overt sinasabi nila na kung ano yung kanilang stand even before the impeachment trial starts. Which I think, again, is also very characteristic of a lawyer.
Yes.
Na parang nagkaroon na siguro ng exposure and training sa court trials na kung saan nakikita nila yung mga judges na talagang walang pinapanigan and very fair and impartial. So I think doon nga sa ganung aspeto, I admire that guy kasi even though we know that he's affiliated politically with the Duterte family, pinapakita niya that he's still a lawyer and a senator who has a duty dito sa impeachment trial na to. Yun ang admirable sa kanya, no? Unlike his non-lawyer colleagues in PDP laban, na makikita mo na parang iba-iba yung behavior nila Hindi ito inaasahan natin,
Yeah, you mentioned yung mga non-lawyer colleagues kasi silang dalawa ang tied to yung cooking up the resolution to dismiss the impeachment complaint. You mentioned kanina that you think or you feel legally that this dismissal should be done after the impeachment court has convened, but a lot of people are saying, at saka you'll hear a lot of the senators, including SP Cheese, saying that the Senate is a collegial body first and foremost, more than anything. So what if as a collegial body they decide to take up the dismissal of the impeachment complaint before convening, 'di ba? Ano ang magiging impact nito socially sa atin lahat?
Well, I think there will be repercussions sa Senate as an institution. And of course, there's some mga senators who are going to vote in favor of the de facto dismissal. Kasi in the past several days, nag-voice out na yung publiko. Na sabi na, no, you have to start. May pushback nga na nangyari kasi the actions, the words of the Senate President were indicating na mas lalo pa madedelay yung start ng impeachment trial. So that itself should be an indicator as to what kahit pa sabihin ng Senate President na he's not going to be pressured by any public opinion or kung sino man yung nagpe-pressure sa Senado. But then again, yung nangyari kahapon was also indicative na marunong naman sila makinig yung mga senador natin doon sa public opinion. Although siguro sabihin natin na somehow may resistance pa rin from some of our senators. Pero what's important is that we can see that what happened yesterday was the Senate's reaction or response to public pressure.
Pero sa lahat po na nangyayari ngayon, Prof, how does this affect the credibility of the Senate as an institution of accountability?
Well, it goes to show, ano, no, especially yung mga past several days, na that the Senate can, or is capable of protecting, or if not resisting any, resisting any, kumbaga man, chance to hold our public officials accountable. Kumbaga man, ang nagpe-prevail kasi dito, obviously is politics rather than yung mga principles embedded in our constitution, yung mga double principles like accountability, rule of law, due process. So that so pwedeng ano, no, pwede rin pala na kahit may mga ganyang constitutional mechanisms, kaya pa rin protection na ng ilan sa ating mga senador yung mga kapwa nila mga politiko. So and mabuti na lang ano, yung I suppose with the help of social media, itong mga nasa civil society, sa academe, at sa iba-iba pang sektor ng ating lipunan, they were able to voice out their critical view regarding the actions of the Senate President.
Yeah, Prof, historically na, if you take a look at yung history of the upper and the lower chamber, no, all the way dating back, I think, kay President Ramos, the Senate has enjoyed a higher trust rating than the lower house. But right now, if you take a look at the numbers, the gap is not that large anymore. Di ba? Malaki na ang nagiging trust sa lower house kaysa sa Senate ngayon. Now, do you see all of this because of all this political noise and bickering between the two houses, blaming each other for mishandling the impeachment, that the people are, trying to veer now towards pegging the lower chamber as the heroes? Kasi parang nandun yung impeachment group, there's a high clamor for the impeachment. Do you see that effect?
Oh yes, oo. Kasi surveys naman are of course influenced by the public issues, ano. So yun, tama. There is this perception, although historically you're right in pointing out that the Senate has enjoyed kumbaga man, between the two chambers, the Senate has enjoyed a higher kumbaga man, positive review from the people, ano. Kaya nga lang, kasi it's because of the view that the Senate is more independent-minded compared to the House. Kaya nga lang, dito sa issue na to, sa usapin ng impeachment trial, it seems that the stance of the Senate President does not jive or does not match the public opinion. Na contrary naman doon sa ginagawa ng ng House of Representatives, acting as the kumbaga man prosecutor of the Vice President in this impeachment trial. So kumbaga man itong dalawang institutions na to, yung kanilang popularity depends on how the people appreciate their behaviors with regard to the impeachment trial.
Prof, ako naman what do you make of Senator Robin Hood Padilla's statements regarding his support, no? Nakikita naman natin na talagang he's very vocal yung kanyang pagsuporta sa pamilyang Duterte. At
Diretso mo na yung sinabi.
Even sinabi niya yesterday na kahit
Pasunog
sunugin
daw.
mo yung katawan ko nga, mangangamoy Duterte ako. And even Senator Bato de la Rosa, he's also very vocal about being a supporter of Duterte. Pero may mga call daw from the public, according dun sa aming mobile journal kanina, na saying na dapat daw mag-bow out na lang itong si Senator Robin Hood Padilla.
Mag-inhibit.
Mag-inhibit na lang siya bilang senator judge dahil impartial na siya, hindi pa naman nagsisimula
Despite
ang trial.
warnings from Cheese, SP Cheese.
Do you believe na dapat mag-inhibit siya?
Well, kasi when it comes to about question of impartiality, parang doubtful na tayo doon. Alam na agad natin from the very start kung ano kanya magiging decision in case the impeachment trial is going to push through. So kung sakaling darating sa point na magdedesisyon yung mga senator judges, alam na natin kung ano magiging boto or decision ng itong dalawang senador na to. Especially si Senator Robin Padilla na sinabi nga niya na kahit daw sunugin siya, mga Duterte siya. Sa tanong ko doon, ano bang amoy ng Duterte? Anyway, he's only siguro articulating or explaining his stand regarding the issue, no? Pero when it comes to impartiality, mukhang wala na talaga. Now, should he inhibit? Ang sabi ng mga legal experts dito, kung man yung bang act of inhibition by a judge or senator judge is a personal action on the part of the on the part
Delikadesa.
of the Senate. Yun, delikadesa. Pwede.
Yun ang term doon.
I doubt it. Kung hindi niya gagawin yun.
Ay nako, Prof, medyong malayo yan sa mga local politicians. I'd like to ask you finally, fearless forecast today and tomorrow, critical days for the impeachment. Do you see this convening into an impeachment court going to trial, or do you see a lot of filings happening at Padre Faura?
Well, I think it's going to continue to a trial. It's going to turn into a trial, except that there will be obstacles along the way. Kagaya nga na sinabi nyo, na may mga petitions. Pwedeng may mga petitions sa ipa-file sa Supreme Court.
Yung crossover, no, Prof? Yung crossover issue.
Yes, I think that's going to be crucial, kasi I doubt it na matutuloy ba yan, kumbaga man matatapos ba yan until June 30.
Yeah.
Think magko-crossover yan hanggang 20th Congress. And doon sa aspeto na tingin ko magfa-file ng petition yung kampo ni Vice President Sara Duterte. So, but I think matutuloy yung trial. But it's going to be a slow start kasi lahat siguro ng mga pwedeng mga hadlang na pwedeng ilagay gagawin na ng mga, of course, ng mga kakampi ng Vice President.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely
Let's
it's
see.
full of uncertainties right now, but one thing's for sure, we're all eyes today at the Senate. Thank you so much for your time, Professor Dennis Coronacion, Chairman of the UST Department of Political Science.
Thank you.